Hey everyone, welcome back to Honey Farms. And today we are going to be getting to this hive. This is my one hive that I have remaining. I see bees coming in and out the hive, so that means that they are still alive. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to show you guys what's going on in this hive. I also want to show you their health. I also want to show you, do we have brood? Do we have drones? Because a lot of you asked on my recent live stream that, you guys were asking basically a lot of things about, did I have drones, brood, and a lot of other things. So, as you can see here, this was 1-1 sugar water with Apis Biologics. It is all gone. So that means that they stored it or they, consumed it. Now, one thing is that yesterday it did rain, and today it is not supposed to rain, so maybe a lot of the foragers are not home. So then I won't have to deal with as much temperament or defensiveness, I'll say. I'm not going to say anything else, but one thing, I guess I'll just say, is as long as you move slow and steady, even with foragers in here, you might be, as you can see, if you make any fast movements, the bees are going to get kind of excited or kind of defensive. But this hive is doing really well from last time I checked them. And today it is Wednesday, so it's kind of windy a little bit. Bees are flying though. So this hive is a little bit more of a nicer hive. It can still get kind of rowdy, no matter if it's an Italian Carniolan. No matter what, bees will still get kind of defensive. But as you can see, I did put some Apivar strips in here. I decided I'd go on and treat them with Apivar, because I had a couple of Apivar, I actually had 2 Apivar strips left, so that was a very, very good timing for me to go on and put some Apivar strips in here. But like I said on my live chat, there's like 4 frames of brood in here, maybe even another little patch of brood too. So that's really good. So I'm going to move some of these frames over. I'm not going to talk about any manipulations. If you guys want to know, and after this video, if you are looking for a lot of different teaching videos, I have a lot of them up on the channel. I uploaded so many types of videos, like manipulation videos or, other kind of videos. And I'm just kind of moving some, oh no, I accidentally kind of almost smashed a bee. Sometimes you want to be careful because sometimes they can get in your hand by accident. So I'm going to put this guy back, because if you smash them, then sometimes you can get that response for all the other bees to come and try to attack you, or not attack you, but come and try to sting you or whatever. Here we go. Look at all those young bees. That's looking very good. We got a lot of nectar there. More nectar there too. I don't see any queen on there either. I think there might be eggs in the middle there, but I just can't really see because this is a very, very, this is a yellow frame. That's why a lot of times, whenever I like the black frames or the black foundation a little bit more better, because you can see the eggs a little bit better. Now I like the yellow foundation for, in a honey super, or in a deep if you're going to use that as a honey super too. We just have these frames, and I'm not going to let them go to waste or anything. So either way, most times, all in the middle here will either be foundation that they drew out, which is mostly a black foundation, or comb that they drew out themselves, by themselves. So no foundation, nothing. As you can see there, they really did get kind of wound up because I, that. A lot of times, it should be okay though. But as you can see, look at all these bees in here, on all these frames, and all these frames here is the brood nest. And imagine what this is going to look like whenever all these frames of brood hatch. I know, it's going to be like wild. As you can see here, my side is comb that they just drew out. Look at that full. Look, there's our queen too. There she is. Now, look at that frame. If you can see, this frame is full of eggs and larvae. Same on this side. Just eggs and larvae. It's just so good. Very, very good egg pattern. And you see, look at all those young bees too. That means they're hatching, and this hive is very, very healthy. That tells me that this hive is very healthy. And also, a good reason why we're rearing this brood is because I did feed them a little bit. I fed them a little bit of 101 sugar water with a good bit of Apis biologics in it. So I'm stimulating this queen to lay, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that this hive, look, one thing I don't want them to have a lot of bees and not much food. So there's a lot of nectar in here, as you guys saw on some of these frames on the outside. But what I also want is to get this queen to start laying a lot of eggs and make these bees start rearing a lot of brood. And one of the ways to start making them rear brood is to stimulate the queen to lay. As you can see there, I made an accidental movement, which they'll calm down in a second. And today and tomorrow it is not supposed to rain. Today the high is 75. Today's it's supposed to be a very, very nice day. So that's good. Oh man, look at that. It's just a wonderful frame of brood. Alright, a lot of this brood already hatched. You see, a lot of it's hatching and a lot of it already hatched. So that's good. Look at that frame. And I'm going to show you something, guys. Look what happened on the bottom. Because I didn't provide them any type of drone comb, they drew drone comb on the bottom there. And there is eggs in that drone comb. So that means they are ready to rear drones. That's what that is telling me. Now I am going to be looking I also want to be looking for swarm cells, because how big this hive is and all the brood that they have, it's a good chance that they may decide, okay, we may want to swarm. So we got to be on the alert for very early swarms. And even right now, for us, is it really early? For a lot of people it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to swarm. But right now, I wouldn't think they would swarm until all this brood has hatched and they have another solid brood, right? So like, let all this brood hatch, this cycle, and then have a new cycle coming in, and then swarm. So that would be like in like 3 weeks. So that tells me, if I want to figure in that way, if there's not any swarm cells now, it could be a good chance that they're going to try to swarm in about 3 weeks. So that adds up, right? But that's why that's not the I'm just guessing. That's not like a good way to do it. So I mean, like, that's not like something to follow by. So by all means, that's not really something that is tested and proved. It's just something that you may want to think about whenever you're trying to figure out when your beehive may swarm, or when you think they may swarm. And really, since I'm going to be inspecting this hive today, I just need to come back and probably about in the next week or two to make sure, of course. You never know, there could be swarm cells in here. Oh wow, look at this frame. And look at that. Come on, bees, move out of my way so I can catch the lip. So far, 2 frames of cat brood and 1 frame of larvae and eggs. This is just, oh man, this is heavy of brood. Look at all that brood there. Imagine when that's gonna hatch, guys. Okay. Look right there. Look at that brood, folks. We are getting ready for spring, and spring is here. With all this brood that's hatching, look at all those young bees. And now some of you guys may be saying, well, that's not a good brood pattern. Well, to me, with this queen, I would say it's not a bad. And the big thing is, you also got to think about is some of these cells have pollen in it. So since it has pollen in it, therefore the queen ain't going to lay in those cells. That's why sometimes it may look spotty. But if you look, if there's pollen there, there you go. That's why. That's why she didn't lay in all the cells. If there's no eggs in some of the cells that were layable, maybe that may be something to a bad queen. But we do got to be careful here. We don't want to kill any bees. I really don't want to. Sometimes whenever you're inspecting a hive, sometimes it's very possible that you may accidentally kill a bee. But one thing you don't want to do is kill the queen. That's one thing you don't want to do. But as we know, as you guys saw, the queen's back here. So I don't think we have anything to worry about over here. We do got to be careful, though. Whenever we... Oh, see right there? That little bee right there got caught in the lip. That's why you got to be sometimes be careful. Because sometimes whenever you accidentally smash them, sometimes that will get the bees stirred up at you. And you really don't want that. We have one more frame of brood, and then after that, I don't think there's really any else to show you guys in here. But as you guys saw earlier, there was some drone comb that they drew out themselves. That's sometimes what happens whenever you don't provide it. I'm really excited for the bee season this year, and I hope a lot of other people are. And I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but I wanted to do an announcement tonight. Or today, or whenever you're watching it. Now, like any other guest, sometimes things could be postponed. So, whenever we do live streams with guests, just note that sometimes I may be busy, or the guest may be busy, but they cannot come on that time. So, always whenever I say when I get a guest on, just know that if there's anything that may change it, we may have to postpone live for another day. So, I will say that. But right now, it is planned on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday 11th. It's coming up Monday. We are going to be having Chris Werner on our beekeeping chat. A lot of you guys probably heard of Chris Werner. Really good beekeeper. A lot of beekeepers know him. And you probably know him too. But we'll be able to talk to him. And look at this frame. You see those... right there that are popping up. I want to do a little lesson here. You see those little things there that seem like they're popping up? If you can see them. Like right here, you see that? All under those bees. You might be able to see it a little bit. But if you see that, like right there. If you see that, that's not a queen cell. That is just drone cells. You may be thinking that's a queen cell. And oh no, they're about to swarm. Well, that's actually just a drone cell. That's because... there's no drone comb in here. But I'm not going to do it right now because the bees are very, very stirred up, and I'm not going to do anything like manipulations that will stir them up even more because I'm about to get going. But anyway, that is what's going on in our one hive. And it is doing so well right now. It's unbelievable. So, alright. So, other than that, that's what's going on in this hive. They are doing extremely well. They are still alive. And that's my plan, to keep them alive. And keep them nice and healthy. I can't imagine what this hive is going to look like once all this brood hatches that's in here. I mean, man, it's just going to be unbelievable how much bees is going to be in here. It's just going to be so big. These bees are kind of defensive right now. They're just kind of like not happy. But we're gonna get going and leave them alone and let them do what they need to do. But other than that, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go on and click the thumbs up button. Join us on Monday 11th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for our beekeeping live stream, most likely with Chris Werner, like I mentioned earlier. Maybe you guys will like it. It should be a good chat, honestly. It really should be. But look at all these bees on top of the frame. It's unbelievable. I'm excited for this season. But anyway, catch you guys on the next beekeeping video, everybody. Take care.